ink of night was thick and cold, a silence older than the gold. We watched the void with hungry eyes for a tear to rip the velvet skies. The scrolls were dust, words were dry, until the burning stone flew by. Scratch upon the obsidian glass, a promise that the shadow will pass. Not with thunder, not with a roar, but a whisper at the unopened door. The comet bleeds a silver line, dividing the water from the wine. The shepherds sleep on frozen ground, while heavens turn without a sound. A geometric shift of spheres to wash away the ancient fears. No chariot comes with horses white, just a singular point of light. A scratch upon the obsidian glass, a promise that the shadow will pass. Not with thunder, not with a roar, but a whisper at the unopened door. The comet bleeds a silver line, dividing the water from the wine. Gravity bends to a humble place. Eternity trapped in a moment of space. The clock starts ticking for the throne. Flesh and blood replacing the stone. No velvet robes, no guarded gate. The emperor didn't hesitate to sign the census, count the head, while the bread of life had no bed. The cattle of the steam axe rise from the nostrils to the winter skies. Oh, the paradox of the crown, coming down, straw king in a wooden frame. The world doesn't know your name, but the roots are drinking from the floor. The lion sleeps behind the door. The innkeeper turned the light away, said no room for miracles today. So in the filth and in the hay, the dawn began to turn to gray. Small hands that form the galaxy, now grasping at clarity. Oh, the paradox of the crown, coming down, straw king in a wooden frame. The world doesn't know your name, but the roots are drinking from the floor. The lion sleeps behind the door. Breath for breath, bone for bone. The architect is flesh and stone. He's flesh and stone. Let the palace walls decay, marble cracks and turns to clay. But what is built inside the shed will raise the living and the dead. Oh, the paradox of the crown, coming down, straw king in a wooden frame. Now we all know your name. Wolves are drinking from the floor. The lion roars behind the door. Straw king, straw king, king, wooden frame. breaking the arc of the linear line. We asked the tyrant on his seat. He smiled with teeth too white, too neat. But the compass points to the house of bread, where the universe lays down its head. Gold for the crown he hasn't worn, frankincense for the priest unborn. But the myrrh, oh the myrrh smells sweet, like the oil on the dead man's feet. Gold dust and bitter perfume, a cradle that resembles a tomb. And in the dream, another way home. Avoid the serpent, avoid the dome. The gift is given, the seal is set. The sun is rising, but it hasn't risen yet. Child to the dust and heat, with the empire crumbling at his feet. The strangest king we ever saw, ruling without a single law, except the law of the bleeding heart, where the ending is the start. Gold for the crown he hasn't worn, frankincense for the priest unborn. But the myrrh, oh the myrrh smells sweet, like the oil on the dead man's feet. Gold dust and bitter perfume, sweet death, new life. sawdust haze, counting the silent hidden days. Hammer hitting the iron nail before the wind ever hit the sail. Hands that formed the cedar tree, now shaping wood on a dusty knee. Sweat on the brow, sun on the back, walking the straight and narrow track. Oh, the splinter and the plane, smooth the rough, remove the stain. Learning the weight of the timber beam before waking up the giant dream. Every table, every chair, prepare the cross he had to bear. Just a carpenter's son. They don't see the race he's run. Listening to the elders speak, giving strength to the poor and weak, but mostly working with the grain, feeling the texture of the pain. Ordinary days in an ordinary town, wearing the dust like a hidden crown. Oh, the splinter and the plane, smooth the rough, remove the stain. Learning the weight of the timber beam before waking up the giant dream. Every table, every chair, prepare the cross he had to bear. Yeah, he knows the yoke, he knows the burden, he fits it easy, make it light. The tools are laid upon the bench, the thirst is growing hard to quench. The Jordan River is flowing by, it's time to look into the sky. Goodbye to the chisel, goodbye to the wood. Everything created was very good, but now the structure has to change into something wild and strange. Oh, the splinter and the plane, smooth the rough, remove the stain. Learning the weight of the timber beam before waking up the giant dream. Every table, every chair, prepare the cross he had to bear. Just a carpenter building a kingdom, splinter around the plane. Yeah. Dusty sandals toes touch the cool air, stepping off the mortal edge. The cousin trembles hand in air, pouring water like a prayer. The current washing sins away of those who have no debt to pay. And the river breaks the sky, the dome descends to testify. Not a king in silk and gold, but a story to unfold, submerged in earth to rise in light. The day begins within the night. Breath held under silence deep, secrets that the waters keep. Rising up, the droplets fly, connecting ocean to the sky. A voice that thunders without sound, shaking the roots of holy ground. And the river breaks the sky, the dove descends to testify. Not a king in silk and gold, but a story to unfold, submerged in earth to rise in light. The day begins within the night. This is the sun, this is the love. The hawk is bowing to the dove. The heavens are red, the barriers fell. The wind is filling up the wash it clean, wash it all clean. inside has just begun. The belly screams, the throat is dry. Underneath the empty sky, a shadow walks upon the sand, with kingdoms held inside his hand. Turn these stones into bread. Feed the hunger in your head. Why starve when you can rule? Don't be the martyr, don't be the fool. Bow down and take the crown. Turn the world upside down. The pinnacle is steep and high. Throw yourself and learn to fly. Angels waiting for the catch. Strike the sulfur, light the match. Test the limit, force the hand. Prove you command the land. Turn these stones into bread. Feed the hunger in your head. Why starve when you can rule? Don't be the martyr, don't be the fool. Bow down and take the crown. Turn the world upside down. Man does not live by bread alone. I am the marrow, I am the bone. Get behind me, prince of lies. I see the rot beyond your eyes. Get behind me. Shadow flees, the angels come. The battle fought, the battle won. Not by power, not by might, but by the truth within the light. The desert blooms a single flower in the vacuum of the power. Turn these stones into bread. Feed the hunger in your head. No. Why starve when you can rule? I will not bow down and take the crown. I serve only one. It is written. Mending holes in the nylon thread, thinking about the daily bread, the smell of salt, the call of gulls, the rhythm of the wooden hulls. Another night with empty hands, drifting on the across a wider, deeper sea. No more catching fish for food, we're catching souls for something good. Leave the Father, leave the boat, leave the safety on which we float. The horizon is calling out our names, walking into the flickering flames. Simple men with simple talk, learning a brand new way to walk. Then a stranger walking by the shore opened up a different door, said drop the nets and follow me across a wider, deeper sea. No more catching fish for food, we're catching souls for something good. What do we know of prophecies? We only know the seven seas, but in his eyes a calm command, like a captain of the land. We follow 'cause we have no choice, captured by the quiet voice. From Galilee to the ends of earth, giving the world a second birth. 12 stones to build the wall, answering the crazy call. Fishermen with calloused hands, turning over ancient lands. Then a stranger walking by the shore opened up a different door, said drop the nets and follow me across a wider, deeper sea. No more catching fish for food, we're catching souls for something good. Follow me into the deep, cast the net.
The wedding feast was running dry. The guests began to say goodbye. The host was sweating in his shame. A party ending, what a blame. 6 stone jars standing in a row, filled with water, nothing to show, just for washing dusty feet. Nothing sweet and nothing heat. But then the water blushed in red, alive and dancing from the dead. Pour it out and taste the vine, the finest, richest, oldest wine. Save the best until the last, breaking shadows of the past. Oh, taste the crimson flow. The master taster shook his head. Usually the cheap is served instead. When everyone is drunk and blind, we leave the good stuff far behind. But this is new and this is strange, a molecular divine change. From H2O to ecstasy, a liquid form of liberty. But then the water blushed in red, alive and dancing
It's not just wine within the cup, it's how he lifts the lowly up. Transformation is the game, nothing ever stays the same. Empty vessels filled with grace, putting a smile on every face. But then the water blushed in red, alive and dancing from the dead. Pour it out and taste the vine, the finest, richest, oldest wine. Save the best until the last, breaking shadows of the past. So taste the crimson flow. The best is yet to come.
Sit down on the grassy slope, listen to the words of hope. The wind is carrying the sound to everyone on common ground. Blessed are the poor in soul, for they shall be made whole. Blessed are the ones who mourn, with hearts that are ripped and torn. They shall feel the comfort hand, understanding where they stand. Blessed are the meek and mild, innocent as a little child. It's a kingdom upside down, where the beggar wears the crown, where the last becomes the first, and the hunger and the thirst are filled with righteousness, filled with righteousness. You have heard it said of old, an eye for eye and gold for gold. But I say love your enemy, set the prisoner in you free. Salt of earth and light of world, let the banner be unfurled. It's a kingdom upside down, where the beggar wears the crown, where the last becomes the first, and the hunger and the thirst are filled with righteousness. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the art of God within the human face, in every time and every place. The peacemakers shall be called the sons of God, complete yours.
setting on the grassy plain. 5,000 faces showing the strain. Empty bellies and tired eyes, waiting for manna from the skies. But all we have is a boy's small lunch, hardly enough for a single crunch. Break it open and give it away. Watch the miracles start to play. Multiplying in the open hand, feeding the hunger of the land. The more you give, the more you find, leaving the scarcity behind. Logic says it will run out, fueling the fire of the doubt. But mathematics cannot explain the golden harvest of the grain. From 5 and 2 to infinite, lighting the fuse, the spark is lit. Break it open and give it away. Watch the miracles start to play. Multiplying in the open hand, feeding the hunger of the land. The more you give, the more you find, leaving the scarcity behind. 12 baskets left on the ground, abundance where nothing was found. I am the bread of life. I am the bread of Eat this bread and never die. Drink this cup and satisfy. The soul is hungry for the truth, more than the fountain of the youth. Break it open and give it away. Watch the miracles start to play. Multiplying in the open hand, feeding the hunger of the land. The more you give, the more you find, leaving the scarcity behind. Climbing up the mountain high, leaving the earth to touch the sky. 3 friends walking in the haze. Prepare your eyes for the blaze. The human mask is peeling back, light escaping from the crack. Fades like the sun, rolls like the light. Terror and beauty, breaking the night. Metamorphosis on the peak, words are too human to speak. The law and prophets stand beside. fear begins to fall. Get up! Do not be afraid! Metamorphosis on the peak. Words are too human to speak. The law and prophets stand beside. There is nowhere left to hide. This is my son, hear him well. Breaking the keys of death and you wash the outside of the cup, but inside rot is filling up. Long ropes flowing in the strain, seeking the highest honor seat. You load the burden on the weak, but lift no finger when they speak. Woe to you, you painted tombs, beautiful walls but silent rooms. Dead man's bones are all you hide. Vipers in velvet swallowing pride. You shut the door to the kingdom key. You are the blind who cannot see. You tied the mint and tied the dill, but justice and mercy you kill. Straining out the little gnat, swallowing the camel, imagine that. Sons of those who killed the wise, now you wear the holy disguise. Woe to you, you painted tombs, beautiful walls but silent rooms. Dead men's bones are all you hide. Vipers in velvet swallowing pride. You shut the door to the kingdom key. You are the blind who cannot see.
You build the monuments for the dead prophets. But if they were here today, you'd stone them.
You'd kill them. You are killing them. You are killing them. desolate. You sealed your own twist of fate. From the blood of Abel to Zechariah, you're fueling up the judgment fire. Snakes, brood of the serpent race, get out of my father's place. Woe to you, you painted tombs, beautiful walls but silent rooms. Dead man's bones are all you hide, vipers in velvet swallowing pride. You shut the door to the kingdom key. You are the blind who cannot see. Whitewashed hypocrites, vipers, vipers, hypocrites, vipers.
The cave is sealed with heavy stone. The sisters weep, they feel alone. 4 days in the silent dark, extinguished is the vital spark. The smell of death is in the air, a heavy blanket of despair. I am the resurrection. I am the light, cutting through the shadow like a silver knife. He who believes in me, though he may die, shall never truly say goodbye. If you were here, the sister said, my brother would not be dead. The tears of God begin to fall. He feels the sorrow of it all. Human grief and divine plan, meeting in the Son of Man. I am the resurrection. I am the life, cutting through the shadow like a silver knife. He who believes in me, though he may die, shall never truly say goodbye. Roll the stone away, but the smell, the decay. Roll the stone away. Did I not say you would see the glory? Did I not write the end of the story? Lazarus, come out! Lazarus, come out! The bindings loose, the napkin fall. Doctor's answer to the call. The dead man walks into the sun. The final war has now begun. The priest
Realities collide in fear and hate, signing the warrant for their fate, to kill the giver of the breath, to save their nation from its death. Loosen and let him go. Loosen, the sleeper has awakened.
Riding on a donkey's back, through the dust and the stone crack, the city waits with open arms, unaware of the coming harm. They cut the branches from the tree, thinking that they will be free from the soldier and the tax, but he carries the world upon his back. Save us now, we are ready to take the vow. Throw the cloak upon the street, make a path for the royal feet, but the crown is made of thorn, and the curtain will be torn. Hosanna in the highest high, before the weak is set to die. The Pharisees watch from the shade, afraid of the parade we made. Quiet down the noisy crowd, but the stones would cry out loud. It's a bittersweet symphony, walking towards destiny. King of peace on a humble beast, preparing for the final feast. Save us now, we are ready to take the vow. Throw the cloak upon the street, make a path for the royal feet, but the crown is made of thorn, and the curtain will be torn. Hosanna in the highest high, before the weak is set to They love the magic, they love the show, but when the wind begins to blow, the cheers will turn into a curse, from the cradle to the hearse. Fickle hearts and changing minds, leaving the truth far behind. Jerusalem, oh Jerusalem, you kill the ones who come to stem the tide of tears that you have cried, with your gates open wide. The hour has come, the clock is set, the sun is caught in the net. Save us now, we are ready to take the vow. Throw the cloak upon the street, make a path for the royal feet, but the crown is made of thorn, and the curtain will be torn. Hosanna in the highest high, before the weak is set to die.
bathed in light, shadows dancing on the edge of night. Pass the cup and break the bread. This is my body, the master said. 12 men sitting in a ring, listening to the sorrow sing. One heart beats a different time, committing a silent crime. Dip the hand in the same bowl, sell the silver, sell the soul. The kiss of a friend, the sting of a snake. How much can a heart break? Do what you must, and do it fast. The die is cast, the die is cast. One of you will betray me soon. Silence hangs like a heavy moon. Is it I, Lord, is it I? Questions floating like a sigh. But the eyes meet across the fire, burning with the dark desire. Satan enters with the sop. The spinning coin will never stop. Dip the hand in the same bowl, sell the silver, sell the soul. The kiss of a friend, the sting of a snake. How much can a heart break? Do what you must, and do it fast. The die is cast, the die is cast. Night is falling, the garden waits. The soldiers gather at the gates, blood and sweat upon the ground. The innocent is bound, betrayal with the gesture sweet. The tragedy is now complete. Take this cup away from me, but let your will not mine be. The friends are sleeping in the grass, waiting for the hour to pass. The torches flicker in the gloom, leading to the empty tomb. Friend, why have you come?
Timber up the skull hill, the prophecy they must fulfill. Nails through the wrists, nails through the feet. The sacrifice is raw and neat. Lift him up against the sky, to bleed, to thirst, to slowly die. Mockery rings in the heavy air. The King of Jews is naked and bare. The sun turns black at the height of noon. Nature swoons in a dead faint swoon. The in the middle of the day. It is finished, the debt is paid, into the tomb the body laid. The sun turns black at the heart of noon. Nature swoons in a dead faint swoon. The earth is shaking, the rocks are red. The veil of the temple is violently spent. Darkness covers the land of sin. It is finished.
The spices in the jar are cold. The story ends as so we're told. Walking to the garden grave, there is nothing left to save. Who will roll the stone away in the light of the breaking day? The stone is moved, the guard is gone. A blinding light, a brand new dawn. Why do you look for the living here among the dead and the frozen fear? He is not here, he is risen, broken out of the cold prison. Today, the grave has thrown its keys away. Alive, alive, the breath returns. The fire of the spirit burns. Mary calling by his name. Nothing will ever be the same. Run to the brothers, tell the news. issues. The sorrow lasts for a fragile night, but joy is coming with the morning light. The first fruit, the beginning, a new creation.
Appeared on every head, words that woke the sleeping dead, speaking tongues of every land, commanding with a new command. Peter stands up in the street with the gospel on his feet. Tongues of fire, roads of stone, the seed is sown, the seed is grown. From Jerusalem to Rome's high wall, the empire hears the trumpet call. A spiritual root, a western tree,
2,000 years have rolled away, but the fire burns today in the cathedral in the heart. The ending is a brand new start. Going to